Um, I have been filming in Roswa, and so a lot of people told me about your late grandfather,
Father?
your late father, and his dad's prayer room has seen the reincarnation of your late grandfathers. What is your father's connection to people of Raswa?
Raswa like that.
Yes, sir.
My late father, he traveled in Nepal, different areas, and then also from Raswa, those devoted, the lamas, and the men, the ladies, and boys, girls, and many of them seen my father, and my father loved to them, and they invite him, so he went few times there, and he went by walking. He went to walk and stayed long, sometimes few weeks in that area, and he give teaching, and he give initiation. Even he heals people who are not healthy. So detail you could ask to them what kind of he did it in Rasua. And I know he loved Rasua people. And whoever come from Rasua, he feels so happy and telling them sit and drink and eat and how you are, how your family, how you are. He feel like he's like his own family. So he's very love and care to Rasuan people. So that is since he went few times there, and so that connection is very strong. So that is since even now, since I am his son, so Rasuan people love me and I love them. And recently I went there and give a teaching and initiation.
Thank you. The next question is to clarify, because I'm going to make this movie to be shown in Thailand, about the basic Vajrayana Buddhism's practice from Tibet. About the could Your Holiness describe in short, or about the difference between fallen edge and
Or the main figures?
The main figure, and how to link to Chock, because I need the general pictures to the Chock practice.
Sanjiji Sumbeki Chöde Yena Teba Sum Yongstrava. In which Teba Chimbo, Arch Tebas, to your various. Tipula Teba Sunga Tarare, Tane, Yentuchi Teba, Anna Getulungo Domba, Langoya Kalchimbo, Shugoya Kalchimbo, the Yamlaya Kalchimbo Yambata, the Sosotabe, Dola Shiraki, Tebata Tana Chimbucheva, the Yamslangayava, the Desota. Tanda Nintuchi Tibetan Yamni Zodobte, that name was on the Tayan Yamichi Bata. The native was Umalaso, the Shung Layan, Jampache Bata, Jampache Yamslang Bata. Lakort in Yamni Zodo, the Sangato Chiteba, Chene, Tapchebe and Bashar of Zoperambas, Jesu Sunjukilla, Yamni Chen, the Tribetomba, Tribecomba, Tombro Pepper, Marjaro Papiola Mabuchuan, cheaper Kanchana Mabuchuare. Then Pella Sanji Sumbeki, Donga, Son to Yubeki, but Tashi Jela, Tandaneo. Titi Lama Juba Davachi, Jusul, went to Chipare, the Inaya Pata, Pella Tarni Patasam Rotanda, there's a mandama, Chu Dovin, Chu Amati, in a Yala Davachita, she Dovich Chani, Chu Chimbo Dovich Chani, Tini Tela Manjurwata, Chinjurwas, Nisha. Anjurtela Nimavas. Chinjurwatala Sarmawala, the Gilu Kaju Sacha Sumse. She said, Tenzuganga Donga Sunju Yamsalanke, the Batuchenke. Jinju Ibachiwa Ibara, Ibatang. Then Nase to the Chokyi Nyingma, the Katri Nis and on it, the Tanda de Kuchu Jinju Saint, the Termecostopa. The Kuchu Jindus and the name Chulum Dorsumse, Chuku. Choku, Longo Chelas, Tuku, Demanjuni, Chenedona, Sanji Chuda, Kinju, Lamanita, Kando, Chukulungu, Tuku Ganga, telling do there some sort of control chinduis. Tamchi didn't do the US control chinduis. That much you the church, Teshaki, Samoda, Samoy, but Chelapchimba. Tender songs are tentative per conscience on Yamsel on your way. The Himalaya Rijulan, control doing Yamsel on Yamlichia Mamay. The true coach, the Manju Nyingma, and Nani, then got it in their mature.
So it is well known that the Buddha taught three vehicles of three yanas, the yana, the vehicle of the Shravakas, the vehicle of the Bodhisattvas, and then the Vajrayana. And in Tibet, all of those three vehicles, or these three yanas, they were transmitted, and the practices associated with those three, they flourished. And that's why in Tibet people receive the ordination according to the Shravaka teachings, and maintain the vows for individual liberation, pratimoksha. And they also venerate the teachings of the Shravaka vehicle. But on top of that, they further practice the great vehicle, and they study in great detail the teachings of the great vehicle, the classical scriptures, the Mahayana sutras, and their commentaries in the various philosophical traditions. Those teachings of the middle way become the basis for much learning and scholarship in Tibet. In terms of practice itself, then it is primarily Vajrayana practice that the Buddhist practitioners in Tibet, they put their emphasis on. And that Vajrayana practice is then the practice of the two stages, the yoga of the two stages, development and completion stage. And the particular practice that you're concerned with here, this teaching, which is in this way combination of the three yanas, Shravaka yana, Mahayana, and Mantrayana. Those teachings were transmitted to Tibet, and then obviously different masters came to uphold those teachings. Those masters themselves had their own disciples who became masters and took care of their own disciples. So in this way, different lineages were born, different transmissions of the Dharma. And that's also the case, that's how the four schools that we talk about today, they emerged. So it's the same source, like we can use the image of a river. It's the same spring that all the water comes from, but it flows in different directions because the teachings are transmitted by different individuals. So when we talk about the Nyingma school, the Kagyu, the Sakya, and the Gelug school, then all of them are followers of the Buddha Dhamma and uphold the teaching as the unity of sutra and mantra. That goes for all of them. And then based on the different masters who uphold them, there are certain differences in the expression of these teachings. We also talk about the older schools and the newer schools, and the particular teaching that you're concerned with here, Kunjuk Chindu, is one teaching that belongs to the old school of Buddha Dharma in Tibet. And this old school, the Nyingma school of Buddhism in Tibet, again within itself has different modes of transmission. And so there is the transmitted words of the Buddha along with the transmission of revealed treasure, as it is called, or Dharma. And Kunjuk Chindu belongs to the Dharma. It's a revealed teaching, and it is a teaching that is practiced a lot. It's a teaching which is practiced a lot in Tibet and throughout the Himalayan ranges. There are many who make this their practice, and it's called Kunchok Chindu, meaning the gathering of all that is rare and supreme, or all the objects of refuge, because this practice includes the three kayas, Dhammakaya, Sambhogakaya and Nimanakaya. It includes Padmasambhava, Avalokiteshvara, and the Dhammakaya Buddha as well. So all sources of refuge are included in this practice and can be accomplished through this practice. Hence, the three roots, the Guru, the Yidam deity, and the Dakas and Dakinis, those three roots are included, and also the general sources of refuge, Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, along with finally the three kayas, Dhammakaya, Sambhogakaya and Niyamanakaya.
Sawati Junu Menga Tamchiki Nipo, Tinguru Mocheki, Mount Junjurki, Durshala Pempechurtula, Tertu Bene, Tertun, Tertu Shene, Tantata, Tertu Shene, Tetela Wang, Long, Ti, Menga, Shene, Lama Jupachuki, Lamenyamsula, Lomalti, Lomenyamsula, Lomalti, Teres Genetin, Tanta Chapior, Tetene, Yamle Shitsapo Chayore. This
practice of the Kunchok Chindu is a condensation of Tantra, scripture and instruction. So it's the essential core of Tantra, scripture and instruction, which was concealed in the past by the Guru Padmasambhava and destined to be revealed for the benefit of sentient beings in the future, who would then be able to connect with and practice these teachings. And as the teachings were revealed at the destined time by the destined individual, there emerged a transmission of empowerment, of instruction and text transmission, which has since that time, from the time of the treasure revealer, been passed on from master to disciple in an unbroken lineage. So it's possible to receive these teachings as well in that manner today, and the practice can become very complex. When the practice is done in the genuine way, the result that is achieved through this practice is unsurpassable.
Wang, long, chi, menga, then that dropped up lagne, ships of Shitayone. Then Lama, Yamto Jen, K, Yamsulane, then Loma, Temerijan, the Tenzo Wang, chi, menga, dropped up Yamre Java, then ships of what ship, Lome, Yamsulana, the Tropa saying the kayak, Tinjake, then the dropped up Tachambujere, Tropa Tutuba.
And what is required for the disciple to become a really expert in the practice is, first of all, that there is the empowerment received, and then also that one receives, along with the empowerment, supportive text transmission and instruction, pith instructions, as well as one should be exposed to the way that the practices are done, all the practical aspects of doing all the different aspects of the rituals. All of that can and should be learned, so it can become a very complete and also a very complex practice. again encompassing empowerment, text transmission, instruction, oral instruction, ritual practices, and introduction and exposure to all of the different practical aspects. This also includes the yogic exercises associated with the subtle body of consisting of channels, winds, and essences. Those practices as well are included in this. And along with that, and there is the in the Chokyi practice as well. Along also within the Chokyi practice, there are teachings of cutting through to primordial purity and the direct crossing of spontaneous presence. So what is called the Kadak and Tugal practices in Tibetan. Those practices of the great perfection or Tsokpa Chimbo are also included. Kadak Tekchu, cutting through to primordial purity, or and Lundup Tugal, direct crossing of spontaneous presence. So those practices of the great perfection are also included there. And within the Chokyi context, there's also what is called the 8 rainbow scriptures. 6 rainbow books, so to speak, which contain the which lay out the entire path from the very beginnings of the path, the preliminary practices, and then up through the extraordinary preliminaries into the yoga of the 2 stages, development and completion, and finally the culmination, which is the great perfection of the cutting through to primordial purity and the direct crossing of spontaneous presence. The entire path as it is practiced and accomplished in the Nyingma school.
Okay. Very clear, and I think that covers a lot of questions that we can ask. Okay. This might be very simple questions, but in Theravada tradition, we don't have this kind of thing. So I just want to clarify, because a lot of clips I have been filming. Okay.
I met 2 times in Thailand, Sangaraj. Someday. Pranja. His name. The very tall one.
Oh, tall one, yeah.
He's not well. Pranja something.
Yeah.
But he's not well. And I invite him, whenever you come Nepal, visit us. So he came to this monastery. So point is, when I went to see him, and of course I respect so much to Thai tradition, the Buddhism, from bottom of my heart. And I like to meet him and get blessing and discuss some issues. Then he's very open-minded, and he speaks English. He says, he told me, he says, I will talk to you honest. Many years before, we literally consulted, what is the Tibetan Buddhism? Is this real Buddhism or mixed something? Huh? We're very admiring how Tibetans are very devoted. But same time, what kind of Buddhism? You have so many rituals, so many deities, and many things are. It's not.
It's look different.
Not in sutra.
Yes.
Shortcut. So then he says, fortunate, he's only Dalai Lama invited for Thai government, and then he couldn't stay in sort of certain place, so he stayed in the monastery. So then someday, and Dalai Lama has a lot of discussion, and then he really find out the Vajrayana and Mahayana, the Nagarjuna, Aryadeva, Thomir Khengu, Asanga, those are great Pandit. And then he read those books, Mahayana texts. He says it touched his heart very deeply. But then still he is not so familiar, but he is learning. He like to research more. He says he really qualified a lot through sitting holiness, Dalai Lama, and talking. Now he says now he is much more sort of easy with Tibetan Buddhism.
Okay, that's very clear. A lot of things. So, what we didn't just get this far. We don't have to do this. One thing that need to be clarified, because I've been filming in Raswar. Most of the Lama are Ngakpa.
Yes.
Ngakpa. So what is different between the Ngakpa Lama practice in the tradition of?
That's what we call lay practitioner. Lay yogi practitioner. Yoga. How to say?
Lay practitioners of Buddhist yoga.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was a tradition.
Its tradition also exists in Tibet. In Tibet, there's 3 gelongs,
The bhikshus,
anes,
and then the nuns, the bhikshu.
ngakpas. Ngakpa yagatito halewa yawa.
And the good ones among the ngakpas are amazing.
The same is monk. Same is nun. Good one is very good, bad one is very bad. Everywhere. When there's, thousands of monks, of course there's all sorts of them. Some are amazing, some are so-so, some are same as Ngakpa.
So Ngakpa can have family and work.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ngakpa need to continue to study and practice. This is very important. Ngakpa shouldn't do so many mundane things. But Ngakpa is okay to marry, have kids. But Ngakpa shouldn't be totally like lay person. They need to continue to practice. And very important to go them retreat much as they can.
Thank you.
Sadhu.
There are two quick questions because I filmed people reading the Sixth Perfection ceremony. Yum. So what is Yum and what's the main teaching in brief? If you
Thomas,
can.
It's teachings on the profound nature of things beyond the concepts of the
Paranja. Then
Prajna Paramita, it's called. The perfection, the transcendent insight beyond object, agent, and action.
Okay.
Tibetans believe the Buddha's teaching in different languages, we all know, in Pali, Sanskrit, in Tibetan language, in Chinese language, in Japan language, maybe in Thai language. So, the Tibetan belief, the biggest amount is in Tibetan. Second is Chinese. Then others, not that many. So in Tibetan, Kanjur, we call Kanjur, you call Tipitaka. In Kanjur is over 100 books. There is a Sutra, there is a Mahayana, there is a Tantric. So in Mahayana, most important text is Yum Jending Dusun.
The extensive, the medium length, and the concise Prajnaparamita Sutra, or the mother scriptures, as they're also called.
So if possible, the monastery or the donors ask to monks to chant whole set of Kanjur. If not, then Yum Jeba Machuna Diga. The Bum Duba.
So, in the best case, they will recite the entire Tripitaka, but otherwise, the extensive version of the mother scripture, Prajnaparamita Sutra. If not that, then the medium length and at least the concise.
The Tame Tamate Sharam.
And the most concise, the shortest of them all, is the Heart Sutra.
Okay?
Okay.
Sadhu.
Angel?
Sadhu.
Okay.
Sadhu.
Last questions. Should we ask? What is the, when in Tibetan seems people when the Lama give blessing with the holy object.
Like Dadar, Tumba, Sejut and Sechang. So what do the ordinary people gain when we receive the blessings with these objects for the local people?
What's the devotees and
Devoted, if they learn it about these rituals, then they know Dadar means what, Siri means what, Sivu means what. If not, it doesn't matter. Still they have pure perception and devotion. So they know these are holy objects. So I get blessing. It will make me healthy, happy, prosperity. Also it make me better person, more loving, more kind, more tolerant. So it make me sort of strong connection with the path of the Buddha. So one day I will be enlightened. So that kind of simple, genuine belief has a lot of power.
How does the deities of Idam connect to the...
how the and also the how the deities like Idam, Khandro, and like Guru Rinpoche, which is we film the Idam ceremonies. How does connect to Buddha and Buddhism?
Lama's Ming Tai Ming, Sanjay Lamare. Sanjay Lamare.
Guru, first of all, among those three roots, Guru, the Buddha as well is Guru.
Lama Yidamre, Lama Sanjay, Lama Yidamre, Lama Khandore.
And also,
Yidam la Lama Sanjay, Yidam la Sanjay Sanjay, Yidam la Khandore Sanjay.
and also the Guru includes the Idam deity and the Dakini. And in the same way, therefore, also the Idam deity itself includes Guru as well as Buddha, and also the Dakinis.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Chirang Ming Kari.
Can't say, but
Kata Topeng ko bako.